Dragon Ball Gekishin Squadra just released their third and final character of Season 1, God of Destruction Toppo, and he is amazing. Not just him, however. Super Saiyan 3 Goku and Super Saiyan Gotenks are also top tier characters that we got this season. I think it's pretty easy to determine that all three of these heroes are easily S tier characters, but if you aren't willing to spend money on Gekishin Squadra, then you're completely out of luck. I honestly don't know how long this game will last if out of the hundreds of Dragon Ball characters, dozens of which will surely make the roster at some point, all have to be purchased. There are only 22 free-to-play characters on the roster so far that were available online. What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another Dragon Ball Gekishin Squadra video, and with Season 1 wrapping up soon, I wanted to go over the good, the bad, and the ugly that we've learned so far, and the main thing that I think could potentially save the game that I hope to see changed, and how it could potentially, eventually even, be fixed in upcoming seasons. When Super Saiyan 3 Goku was released, there was a huge controversy surrounding a price tag put on the new characters, with 250 gems being required to buy him. This translates to around $7 or $8 overall per new character. To some, this may not seem like a lot of money or a huge ask for new characters, but there are so many other huge MOBAs way bigger than Squadra that provide the new characters for free. In my opinion, this is setting a kind of bad precedent for the future of this game, especially since our player base is a lot smaller than those other games as well. Even Pokemon Unite, which of course has its own problems, has lasted years at this point, and I want to see Squadra succeed in the same way. You can take a look at any Squadra video on the newest character whenever they release, or go to Twitter or on Reddit, and people are very vocal about if this doesn't change, they're not sure how long they'll be playing the game. As a content creator, of course, I'm gonna buy every single character, but I'm an outlier here. Just because I like the game and I'm a die-hard Dragon Ball fan, in no way means that I'd be spending money on heroes within the game, even if they are clearly in the upper echelon of the roster, if I wasn't at least getting some return. And this is where a lot of the problem lies for other people. Dragon Ball Gekishin Squadra is a free-to-play game, and like I've said in multiple other videos at this point, I am fully aware that this means they need to monetize in other ways outside of sales on the product of the game itself. I feel like they do that relatively well though, with how many different skins, intro animations, and MVP animations that I see every game at this point, and these aspects specifically are RNG. I mean, the capsule rates are literally found in the shop, and this isn't Duel Links where eventually if you open the whole box you'll get all the cards, even though there is still like a slight aspect of RNG with Duel Links too. So there are people that have all these skins and all these animations that are spending a decent amount of money, or getting extremely lucky, or even both if you just got it like that. This is the nature of this type of summoning system, and honestly I'm okay with that because these cosmetics don't affect the gameplay at all. They're just there if the person gets lucky with the limited amount of free capsules they get, or better yet for Bandai, if they decide to spend. However, and again, this is strictly my opinion, somewhat questionable business practice comes in when new characters are released behind a paywall for one, and are made by and large the best characters in the game, and I'll explain why. The very essence of something being pay to win is feeling like you need to spend money in order to have the same advantage as another player, or a certain significant advantage not being available to you unless you spend money. This is where I think we saw this being the most impactful on the launch of Super Saiyan 3 Goku. I wish I was able to like cite specific irrefutable stats for you guys, but I feel like outside of Super Saiyan Goku and maybe 1 to 2 other characters, the win rate for Super Saiyan 3 Goku is probably one of the highest in the game at that time, and I don't think anyone would really disagree. Super Saiyan 3 Goku, before the arrival of Gotenks and eventually of course Toppo, and even still is one of the strongest characters in the entire game, and because he's a character that you have to pay for, I don't think he'll be getting any tier shifting adjustments anytime soon. This probably comes as a disappointment to a lot of people that are just scarred at this point by Superstar Super Saiyan 3, and sets another precedent potentially for future DLC characters as well if they're just too strong. I mean, if they're just too strong, we might just have to deal with it. Initially, this seems like a good thing, right? Because unless it's your favorite character in a game like this, you'll probably only buy characters that you think are really good and super strong and can make it easier for you to win more, which is by design. Super Saiyan 3 Goku, Gotenks, and Toppo are S tier characters by design because they want you to spend money on these characters, even if we think they're too strong. That's the entire reason everybody is buying them, and it would be bad business practice to nerf them a few days after they release. I mean, this is why games like Dead by Daylight are always in some type of controversy with bad headlines whenever they release a new killer, especially recently. But I feel like a way to kind of circumvent this paywall for new characters and make it a little less shysty to have to adjust them when need be is to, if not outright make new characters free to play, which at the end of the day I feel like this is the right answer, make them somewhat more accessible to free to play players. And I have 3 ideas for this. My first idea is something I've been asking for since Super Saiyan 3 Goku first released, which is to add the new character to the trial hero rotation that refreshes weekly. And since that's been bumped up to 6 now, I feel like this potentially could happen eventually. I don't think this really needs an in-depth explanation. I mean, this would allow everyone to at least play the character for at least a week, although you wouldn't be able to apply or even pull customizations for that character unless you buy them. Now, another way that I think would potentially be really cool is to add the new character as a season mission reward. But it wouldn't be something, relatively easy that you could pull off in a few games. It would be something along the difficulty and grind of a purple badge, which takes a decent amount of time, but isn't the most difficult thing in the world, and also something that you could do in quick play. But these missions expire at the end of the season, so you would have to buy the character after that. The final way that this could be achieved is by using a system kind of like what My Hero Ultra Rumble does, and my homie Papa Berto actually gave me this idea. Squadra could utilize trial tickets, which is different from placing them as a trial hero. You could spend a ticket per game, allowing you to get a one-time unlock for that character, and there are very specific missions that would give a low number of trial tickets or place trial tickets in the Starr grade collection or even in the battle pass. Eventually, I think in the next season, new characters are gonna start appearing in the Starr grade collection. If I remember correctly, I think that they mentioned that in the new season, the new characters from the previous season will go in Starr grade, but in the current season, this could still potentially be a good idea. This is really just my analysis and perception of everything that's going on and how the game could possibly address the pay-to-play aspect of new characters that none of us are really too happy about. Anyways, fellas, let me know down below in the comments if you agree with this type of thought process. I feel like these are potentially 3 of the best ways to do it. Bandai, if you're watching, I hope you at least consider some of this stuff. I know money is the motivation, but the majority of the player base feels the same way, and how often can you really get a group of people to agree on anything? But ladies and gentlemen, I don't want to make this video too long. I just felt like this was an appropriate end of season discussion to be had before we roll over into our next season and next batch of characters. Let me know what you guys think down below in the comments if you agree. Have a great day, and I will see you all in the next one. Peace out, my boys.